very crooked. We are here to do part 3 of the Financial Self-Mastery Workshop. It's taken me a while to get back to this one. And so this is the introduction. We post a little bit for everybody on YouTube and the podcast. And then if you want to watch the entire thing, you can head on over to Patreon, where you have access to that at the Bringers of the Light level and above. Or you can purchase the entire collection, the Financial Self-Mastery Workshop, just as a collection by itself outside of the membership. So before we go any further, I want to wrap us all in love light and light love, inviting in the guides who overlight TLC for the soul, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Pleiadians. I've also got my Divine Resources team here, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Haniel, Archangel Raphael, Goddess Lakshmi, Lord Ganesh, and there's my box of Spirit Guide team members. I've got Tilia, Orange Creamsicle Faye, Ramon, a Manifestation Jen, Anor, a Manifestation, or an Elven Jen, and Hashani, a Golden Enlightenment Merfolk, Mermaid. I just want to take a minute to, they want to talk about karma. They've been wanting to talk about karma for a long time, about how karma affects your finances. So if you've missed the first 2 parts of this series, there was 1, the introduction, and then 2, we did a very deep healing for your finances that can be done at any time. It actually can be done as a standalone outside of the course itself. So you can use it as a resource whenever you want to do like a prosperity healing. So that is in part 2. But I did bring out some decks, and I hope everybody's doing okay. It's very cold out here today. I think it's 2 degrees Fahrenheit right now, but look, it's super sunny and nice. And so it has been very cold. It's been negative temperatures and kind of like this, but at least it's been like blue skies and sunny. And then over the next 3 or 4 days, we are going to have temperatures warm back up into the t-shirt weather of 20s and 30s. Yay. That is actually good. You wouldn't think so, but after you've experienced like this kind of cold, like it's been negative 12 Fahrenheit a couple of mornings. After you experience that, when it becomes like 25 degrees, you go outside like with just barely your coat on, and you're like, it's like t-shirt weather. All right, so they had me pull in some various little resources, and I'm just trying to be comfortable where I'm sitting on my perch. Trying to be comfortable on my perch. They had me bring in my book, Shapeshift. So this is just a little book about shaman's awakening. And we're going to do an intuitive flip on that and talk about finances, how karma affects your finances. They had me bring in the Mystic Martian Oracle and the Lemurian Star Child. So I mean, I could go diatribe on and on about how your karma, your karmic bank affects your finances, but I don't want us to be here for hours and hours. So let's see how they want me to like focus in on that. So I'm going to use this. This is my book. Nothing's in paperback right now, but all my ebooks are free to read. So you can download a copy of this little book for free. Apple Books, Google Books, Barnes & Nobles, and my Smashwords e-publisher. Links to everything I talk about are always in the notes of my shows, everything. This says, what if you were told by angels that you had been chosen to go on a spiritual journey, a journey where you would lead and inspire others to do the same? What if you had no idea what you were doing, but you trusted anyway? That is a big part of the story. In this short story of the first in the Shaman's Awakening series, we meet Tatiana Gallegos, shaman and medicine healer of a small village. She has been chosen. Her spirit guides, angels, fairies, elves, and more will journey with her as she walks the path to her soul's awakening. She doesn't know what this means, but with love in her heart, it's the trash people. Her companions Hoot the Owl and Wart the Gnome, and her own magic, she embarks on a journey to find out. Let her experiences assist you in opening to your own true self and personal power. And as I was preparing for this, sitting down here, they showed me the infinity symbol, but more along the lines of the what goes around comes around, of the infinity symbol versus other meanings you might think for it. But let's just see where we want to focus. I'm just going to flip. I'm going to close my eyes and flip and see what the guides that are here. The right-hand side of the page. Run, he screamed. Who's screaming here? I forgot what's happening. I think it's Tatian, who's the shaman, and her guide. Run, he screamed. As they ran towards the temple, he said, oh, they're in the bog. This is the bog. Souls get trapped here and long to get out. They can only leave after completing some service to others. Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. I have the background kind of loud because my son has music on in the background in the other room, and I think it's like copyright, and I don't want the AI bots to do. They picked up something on my channel the other day, and I almost got like a copyright strike. So, okay. So it may be a little loud, but I'm trying to block out what he's got over there. This is the bog. Souls get trapped here and long to get out. They can only leave after completing some service to others. Their longing to leave is so strong that they will try to attach onto anything around them in the fog to offer up their service. You know, I remember nothing about this book. Wow. We do not need this now. Hurry, faster. We're almost there. Clutching Amrita, which is her staff, she ran faster, using the staff to beat around her and lessen the clutching grasp of what was in the unknown and unseeable. The fog was so thick now. They loved to gather around the temple, hoping to find refuge there, but that is not its purpose, he said. Tatian could see the torches at the temple getting brighter and closer, and then suddenly they broke through the fog and into the temple grounds. The place was simple in architecture, but the energy she felt coming from it was intense. What goes on in there, she said. Oh, you'll see, he said, looking around him. Now gather your composure. You'll need it. Slowly their feet touched the steps leading up to the small temple. Candlelit torches were around each step. Step by step by step, she grasped her staff tighter. Don't be nervous, they're here to help you. It just isn't easy sometimes to face your fears, but you're strong and you'll be fine, he whispered. Who is they, she asked. Your council. I'm sure you know them well, he said, as the mysterious council had instructed him to do. Oh, she did. But why then was she still so nervous? She asked herself. Page number 21, if that means anything to anyone. So the bog. Souls get trapped here and long to get out. They can only leave after completing service to others. Their longing to leave is so strong, they will try to attach onto anything around them in the fog to offer up their service. Is that the way out of negative karma? Service to others. Yeah, okay, so I do feel like after spending many, many years doing service to others is like doing service. It is doing service, but there's two ways to go about it. I think if you're trying to work on something, like in this case, coming out of like a financial downturn, which is there because by the laws of karma, what goes around comes around. And that financial downturn is there because at some point in time, either one, you caused financial trouble for yourself or somebody else, or two, there's some lessons that have to be learned around your finances. Hence this bog and the bog and the fog, and why, it's so scary, because they talk about facing your fears here. Don't be nervous. And there's two things happening with finances, right? Either they're great and they're abundant, everything's fine, or something's happened and there's been a downturn in your finances, or the wheel of fortune has turned and maybe finances aren't looking as good as they used to. and you're concerned, like, well, what happened? You know, why is everything not like it should be? Because I thought my guide said I was always automatically, you know, provided for. So why then are my finances seeing all these? I'm going to focus on the problems, the problem side of the finances, because when they're really good, I mean, why would you? I guess you could come to this. I guess we could come to this course and say how to make them even better. They're saying that's part 4. Is your finances are doing great. How do you make them even better? So that's going to be part 4. But right now we're focused on they're not really where you want them to be. Why is that? Because I think why is one of the first things. Like why is this happening to me? Why is that? And what can you do to get yourself out of this bog or this slump? One of them is service work. So when I say service work, I'm talking about doing something for other people. It could be one person, it could be 1,000 people. Does the number matter? No, they're saying the number doesn't matter. It's the giving from the heart without expecting anything in return that starts to balance the slate of negative karma into positive karma. Now, does it happen overnight? Not always, depending on the amount of negative karma you're trying to release. Is it just something that happened? You know, is it negative karma around something that happened a few days ago? That's going to be relatively easy to turn around. Is it negative karma from something maybe you did to upturn or upset someone financially in this lifetime that had bigger impacts on a person or group of people? That's going to take a little bit longer. Or is it negative karma from past lifetimes or multiple past lifetimes that you came here in this lifetime to correct? That's going to take even longer. Years, they're saying possibly even decades to turn around. So don't, only because I've been doing that. I've been working on some multiple past lives and negative karma clearing for a while now. And yeah, we're going on like decades. Because of whatever it was. And you don't always have to know what it is. And I think when we talk to our guides, because that came up in that page flip too, is like they're here to help. Part of it is asking maybe, sometimes you may not even know what to ask. And I think the first thing is inviting your guides in to help you to understand what's going on and why is this happening. And not being afraid to hear the answers, because the answers may not be things you want to hear, right? I mean, who wants to hear that? I think people that are here to clear multiple lifetimes of negative karma are kind of knowingly doing that. Is it? They're saying not always. Well, if you've been in a financial downturn for a really long time, then chances are that's what's happening to you. That's what you've been doing. And you will have been guided to do service work. So what is service work? You know, that could be charitable giving, like giving money to charity. And chances are you will be guided to give money to a charity that the subject matter of the charity has to do with the part of the life that this negative karma is about. So feeding hungry people, or starting, you know, I don't know, maybe you do start your own soup kitchen or some sort of that. So that could mean that in the past you caused somebody else to possibly go hungry because of bad financial decisions or something, whether it was in this lifetime or past lifetimes. And it all of this negative karma and all this stuff sits in the chakras and comes with the soul through your lifetimes for you to work on and to work with. So you tell me, I'm telling them something. Okay, so they want me to draw another card. So I'm going to draw, because I think star seeds, those of you that resonate with being a starseed, also have something important to learn here. So this is the Mystic Martian deck. I just saw 144. That's my Bringers of the Light call to action number. We got card number 10, grays. Tall, grays are tall, utilitarian, organized, and intimidating. what do we want to tell starseeds about negative karma, their finances, and the grays? Card number 10. Most agree tall grays come from Zeta Reticuli star system in the Orion constellation, though some have made suggestions they may have come from the Andromeda galaxy, which is further away. Others speculate they could be a future evolution of the human race returning here, or an alien race from the future that has traveled back in time. It talks about their appearance, that they're really tall and lanky. And yeah, tall grays have also been associated with the abduction phenomenon and are usually described as hostile, bitter, and cold. They also largely work under alpha draconian dominance and mind control, and many are now clones. Some blamed the tall grays for the unexplained cattle mutilation phenomenon. Some tall grays are positioned in scientific MyLab genetic laboratories and secret military negotiation departments. They are telepathic, psychic, and have an intimidating presence. The tall grays operate and function in a utility hive mind, Borg-like culture where individual thought is near non-existent. So they just keep saying everything we do is part of our karma. So it's possible that some of you had past lives in other starseed civilizations where you were maybe a not so nice being. Like, we don't have, you may know that through your own past life regression or past life work on yourself, but we don't always know sometimes where the negative karma is coming from. And I think, this is one word to be like, oh my gosh, that could possibly be a lot of negative karma if you were involved in something like this that hurt other people. So what does that mean for you now? We're going to take this a little bit deeper. So I'm going to stop this introduction here. This is available for free on YouTube and the podcast. And then if you want to watch the full thing, like I said, the links to my Patreon and the links to this collection in Patreon, if you want to take a look at that, are available in the show notes. And we're going to dive deeper into what this means and what you can do about it in this lifetime right now. So I'll see you back in just a second.